Welcome back to 98 Dots. I'm Yana. And I'm Deepti. 98 Dots is about connecting relationships, people, and their mental health. So today we have a special guest. Today we are diving into how art affects our minds. Everyone, please welcome Sid Gavandi. Hi, Sid.
Hello.
Thank you for doing this for us.
It's a pleasure.
To kick things off, Sid, can you tell us a bit about your background and your journey to art?
Art has been in my life as long as I remember. There's art. Art has been in my family. My dad was an artist. He used to do Rangoli portraits. He was in the field of arts. He was in technical engineering. So I always saw him do draft all the sheets at home. My mom was trained to be a commercial artist. My sister was an interior designer, and then I studied architecture. So art was in our home as long as I remember. Growing up in a humble middle class family, I've seen my parents hustle. They used to make these Diwali greeting cards. So as kids, we used to sit there and try to help them.
Yeah.
Like even if it was as simple as taking a pencil and shaving it so you get a perfect flower.
Yeah.
And helping them with that. So it's been there forever.
So your biggest influence are your parents?
Absolutely.
Where did they get their art background from? Or something that was childhood driven or?
Yeah,
as well?
if I remember right, my grandfather had done his own portrait looking in the mirror. So I'm assuming it just runs in the genes.
Self-portrait.
Self-portrait.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah.
So a lot of people face resistance when pursuing a creative career. Did you have any doubts starting out in the art field?
I never looked at it as resistance. That's the only thing that came naturally to me. I also feel I'm wired very differently. I'm a restless mind. I figured that out. I'm undiagnosed ADHD. So I've always wondered, sitting in classrooms and the teachers are talking and my mind always wanders. Even as a professional today, my notebooks in meetings are full of doodles. I'm constantly sketching, drawing because it's a way for me to focus. That becomes my fidget in some sense. So for me, there was no resistance. I wanted to, growing up in India in the 80s and 90s, it was natural that you do this herd mentality where, hey, where are my friends going after 12th grade? Oh, they're taking science and they want to go to engineering. Oh, I should pursue engineering because all my friends are doing that. And you're not good at it. At least I knew that, right? I know I was not good at math and I couldn't understand the why behind it. And I used to always wonder, why my friends getting something that I'm not getting? And then I decided to go pursue architecture. And that was the best decision of my life because I was like a fish in water. I was so natural at it. It was easy for me. Architecture is a lot of hard work.
Yeah.
But for me, I was just enjoying that journey so much.
But doesn't architecture also use some form of math?
Absolutely. So there's engineering, you're building structures and how, but it's minimal, right? It's not compared to if I were to go and study engineering.
So what is the one valuable thing you learned in that process?
In regards to?
In regards to finding your journey to art and architecture.
Yeah. I've realized you got to go after what comes naturally to you.
Yeah.
You'll be happy.
Yeah.
It's never the money. Usually people find careers because, hey, what's going to give me the biggest buck?
Yeah.
And as we've grown older, we've realized if you just chase your passion and things just happen. And even if you're not making money out of it, the happiness you get is tenfolds. For example, I pursue art every day. Every single day, I'm doing something or the other. And it's not one avenue, right? So it's not sketching or it's not doing canvas paintings.
Yeah.
I produced 2 songs last week because I figured out, hey, this is an AI app. I can make songs, but then I had my own process to it. It was too easy to just go into an app and say, hey, make me a song with dot, 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 dot. And then you realize you cannot use AI as an offloading tool. It's a collaborator.
Yes.
You got to think of it as a smart friend who can do things for you.
Yeah.
But you are the brain behind it. So I wrote lyrics separately. I pulled it into an app separately. Then I was like, okay, this is the style of music I'm looking for. Then I created the song. And then you look at, hey, is this balanced, not balanced? Are the lyrics, is it lyrical enough? Is there a problem with the metering? So then you got to go through all of those.
Yeah.
And then you start pulling out stems. Stems are individual pieces like the voice, each instrument. And then you find the balance. And again, I'm not a musician, but I love music.
Yeah.
So while I sent my songs out to some friends and musicians and they started to give me feedback, But I thought about it. I said, no, this sounds good to me. I can be very technical about it.
Yeah.
And that's the thing about art. Art is personal.
Yeah.
It evokes a feeling.
Yeah.
And if it starts a conversation, then that's great. It could be good, it could be bad. But for me, that song that I created or that music, it resonated with who I am.
Yeah.
The way I looked at it for 1 week, regularly, I played it back to back to back. And I was seeing if I was getting bored with it or not.
Mm-hmm.
And I did not. So I'm like, okay, this is meant for me. I'm just going to put it out in the world.
Yeah.
It's my point of view.
Yeah.
So you said that you create art every single day. Like, is there a specific mindset or environment that you need in order to like create that art? Or
I've thought about this a lot, right? Because I was of the same understanding that, oh, I need a canvas, or I need a large canvas, or whatever the canvas might be. And that started to put pressure on me. And so I started to take away everything that creates pressure. If I'm getting a large canvas, then I'm like, oh, it needs to be perfect. I can't waste it. Or I need to have this tool. And then once you take that away, I started to just create art on napkins. I was doing, we had some packaging boxes and I created some giant art on it. And and I created the frame and it's hanging in our home. I have an iPad. So when I travel, I sketch. Every night I sit in bed and I sketch on it. So the medium doesn't matter. It's the art of creation. It's the practice of creating something that takes you one step closer towards becoming better at it and more confident at it.
Yeah. So you're the only other person I know in our group of friends who is into art, and I'm the next one who graduated in design. I also think that today, a lot of our day to day now is becoming very much in the creative side for no matter what you do, whether it's putting out marketing material on a digital space, you have to have some creativity there. You're seeing a lot of reels. People are super creative with their reels. There's a lot going on, right? So tell me your process of, like, if you were to ever want to make something that's something out of the box, like, how does it come to you? Or is there an inspiration? Is there something you look for? That's the process we want to understand.
Yeah, I don't know what I'm looking for. And I think that's the beauty of it. My mind is constantly wandering. So, we've known each other for the longest time.
Yeah.
I do art, I do photography, I've shot a film, and now I've made some music.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't chase things. It comes to me. Sometimes my mind, even when I'm traveling, my mind is always scanning. I see a reflection, I'll go take a picture from that. I have no clue how that process works. It just comes. Like even for this song, I just wrote one line that says, I like you like it's pyar. And I started to build on that. And I don't know why that line came up. But then I wanted to have a beach vibe song.
Yeah.
And so then it starts with one thing, and that usually leads to an outcome that you've not thought about.
Yeah.
When I was studying architecture, I think what happened was in my second year, until then, you're still just figuring things out, right? You're still so raw. And we're always trying to, what typically happens is you see something and you want to replicate that. And that's your best form of inspiration. But in that process, you start losing yourself because you're trying to create something that's already there and you can't get that out of your mind. So when I did my internship with an architect, Ejaz Hakim, back in Pune, and he changed everything about it, how to think about design and the approach to it. So he was like, take paint, you don't like it, splatter it. And something will come out of it. So that's been my process now, right? I don't limit myself. I don't try to replicate something. I don't want to create something that's already there. I get inspired by it, but I start with whatever, even if it's a line, and then it starts becoming my own. And then I've started to be more brave about it. I'm fearless when I come to art.
Yeah.
I will just, sometimes the brush was intimidating for me. I dropped the brush and I started painting with my hands and my fingers. So when you take all the discomfort out and just immerse yourself in the process of creation, something magical comes out of it. And one thing I've now learned over time, with art, you just need to know when to stop because there's nothing that's perfect. And every painting that I do now, I know I can do more, but I have to remind myself, stop. And also you just see the final work I have done.
Yeah.
You have no clue how many I've thrown.
Yeah.
Or how many pages have just gone.
The process
is
yeah.
Right. And sometimes I've done art, I'm like, that's great. But then I've come back and I want to do more on that. And I've messed it up. So what I'm learning is to stop. You like something, stop at that point.
So know when to stop.
Knowing when to stop.
Yeah.
So going into more about like the creation of art, like do you view that as like a way to escape reality or like confronting reality?
That is my reality.
Yeah.
That is my reality. I like I said, I'm a very active mind. And so I need grounding. And for me, I cannot meditate because my mind is too wired. It's always in 50 places. So the only time I've realized that I'm meditating or I'm in a flow state is when I'm doing art of some form, some creative of some form, because then everything, it's like blinders. Everything's gone away. I'm in that state and I'm just flowing. And I have no clue what that is. Like I can keep doing that for hours.
So would you say you have a routine when you get into that flow state, or it's just something that comes naturally?
It's like an itch.
I see.
Art is like an itch. So I've realized sometimes I just go down a path. If I'm sketching on my iPad, I've just done, I don't know, 20, 30 at a time. And then I drop it. The itch goes away and I cannot go back to it and I cannot force it. Then something else comes up. And then I'll go into that process deeper and deeper. And then something will happen and I'm like, okay, I'm done with that. And when I've forced myself to create, it doesn't happen.
Yeah.
But something within me tells me I want to create something right now. And then it just happens.
Yeah.
So since this is a mental health podcast and like we love looking at how like people like process their emotions and like how that happens through art, like from your perspective, how have you seen mental health like showcase or express like the broader art realm recently?
Everyone's an artist.
Mhm.
Everyone likes to create something, right? There's more opportunity now with the Instagrams of the world, the reels. Everyone is creating, and I love it. People just start blocking that process because you start looking at someone and you're saying you're less than them,
Yeah.
or that is perfect. For me, art is that punctuation. It's my point of view. It doesn't need to be perfect. Art can never be perfect because it's what you create. You felt that was the best you can do in that given time and the effort you put in that moment. And that's enough. Thousands of people will say, find mistakes, right? They're always there to put you down. You can get that with art. How can you even critique something? Because it's my vision. I saw something a certain way and I'm putting it out there. It's my creation.
Yeah.
So for mental health point of view, I think that's important because if that gives you happiness, when you create something, it gives you happiness. It's like parents creating a baby. It's ultimate happiness because it's a living thing. For me, that's the next best thing. I put something out in the world. I created it and I put it out in the world. Now it's not mine. Let it fly. Let it go.
So do you think the art world has become a little bit more accepting of the vulnerability and mental health space of humans in general? Like how we are presenting art today, versus, or do you see any difference from the past to now? Like, have you seen any transitions, any progress?
I see a lot more artists, like I said, and art is in different form, right?
Yeah.
I'm just looking at one form, which is maybe like creation in terms of like paintings.
Yes.
But there's performance art.
Yeah.
There is so much like reels. I'm just so amazed when people are creative and are so funny on these reels.
Yeah.
I'm like, how can I not get that? This is so amazing.
It's genius.
It is genius. And that is art, right? You thought of a concept, you produced it, and you put it out there. And it's a 30-second reel or less, but you made impact. And for me, that is probably giving them happiness. Now, if there's a monetization strategy tied to that, even better.
Yeah.
If someone can make something out of it,
Absolutely.
it's a pat on the back. It's a way to get appreciated for what you're doing.
Is there like any like specific piece of artwork? It could be like a music video or like it could be like just any piece of art that you have created that has helped you get through like a stressful time.
Every time, every single day. You go to work is not your friend. Work is stressful. Even if it's in the field of your passion, I'm still in the side of design, right? I'm an experienced strategist and UX designer. So I'm still solving user problems through design, but it's still work.
Yeah.
When I come home, I detach. And when I go into creating my own stuff, it's fun. It's passion. It's meditation. So for me, that's important. And then I went to Japan 3 times now. But the first time I went, I was so influenced. I was sitting in an onsen in Shimonoseki. I was coming back from work, and there was a 70-plus-year-old gentleman sitting there, French artist. He was a renowned artist living in Japan for the last 20 something years. He was getting felicitated by the president or some leader in Japan. And so he was in Shibanoseki for that. His art was in every possible museum in Japan. So we started talking. And for me, it was like, oh my God, this is such a renowned artist. And we are talking process. And then I went through this. So that was an eye opener. Then I went to dinner, and I met my client took us to dinner, and we were sitting at a sushi bar and started having this conversation with the chef there. And he was talking about how he travels an hour every day, climbs this mountain or this hill, goes to a spring, gets water from there to boil the rice in. And for me, that was craft.
Yeah.
So these moments that happened for me, that just changed how I started to think and I started about art and craft and the process. And I started to go deeper and deeper into that.
So art is very vulnerable.
Yeah.
Do you ever worry about people critiquing it when you put it out there?
I used to. It's human nature. We all like to be appreciated.
Yeah.
I'm at this point, I don't care. Like I said, it's a point of view. Yes. Even the song, when I put it out there, my wife gave me some feedback. I'm not ignoring it.
Yeah.
I sat, I accepted it. I saw that. I processed it. I sent it out to my friend too, who is a musician. He gave me more feedback. I processed that too. But I'm like, no, this sounds good to me.
Yeah.
And I made this for myself. Right? So the minute you start thinking about others, then you lose that. You just make it. It's my point of view. This is what I see as not perfect, but you know what I mean? Like this is done for me right now. And I'm going to put it out there.
Yeah. So question, okay, let's say popular musicians, I'm sure they go through these processes too, right?
100%.
And like if they were to ever get a feedback like that something didn't sound right or however the feedback is, received by them, if they too restricted themselves to other people's point of view, then some of the artists we know today who actually break barriers would not be
there.
Who they are.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. So
absolutely.
I think it's okay to take the, whatever feedback and criticism and whatnot, but there's a part of your creative brain that is already tuned into what you're thinking and that visualization, the, where your mind is at. It's not usually the same for someone else.
Because it's also such a subjective field, right?
It is. Art is subjective.
It is subjective. You look at it and for you, it may be the best piece of work you've seen. And for someone else, you hate it.
Yeah.
It doesn't meet your sensibility.
It speaks differently to everyone.
Yeah.
Whether it's music, whether it's... I mean, I also get this question from both my kids. Like, how can you hear the same song over and over and over again? I'm like, because I'm in the moment. My memory goes to a certain... my mind is somewhere else. And so if I want to connect that memory for that moment with that song, that's how I connect.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's for me. So if I'm listening to a song repeatedly,
it's transporting you back in a special place.
Right. That's right. And that's, to me, is like, that also is form of art, right?
It is.
And I love it. And
that's what it's meant to do. It evoked an emotion.
Yeah.
For you, the emotion is tied with a particular memory or a place.
Yeah.
It transports you back there and it either takes you to a happy time or a sad time or whatever, right? That's what music is meant to do for you.
Yeah. Whatever your subconscious is feeling too,
exactly.
I think it sort of, taps into that. Yeah. So for anyone who's struggling with mental health or like is experiencing that creative block, like what's a piece of advice or like how can they use the art as like a therapeutic tool?
Creative block is real. Okay. Sometimes things just flow and sometimes you're just stuck.
Yeah.
When that happens, it's okay to fold your canvas, keep your tools, go for a walk and try something new. Or don't get stuck on one thing. Try 5 different things. The way I look at it is also go look for inspiration. I've always done this all my life. Now we have the Instagrams of the world and we have access to internet and you have so much information. But back in the day, every time I traveled, every time I saw in a book, I should take a picture and create my own folder. Mentally, I should just think about, I like this. And I should ask myself, what do I like about it? And I still do that. Like, what do I like about what I'm seeing right now? And make that mental note. Because at some point it comes back. When you're doing something, it comes back.
That's amazing. Yeah. My question to you is, let's say someone is trying to use art as mental health and a way for them to sort of, like journaling is.
Yeah.
And my whole recommendation to anyone getting into that is always keep like a book next to you, whether it's writing, whether it's anything, right? What is your 5-minute ritual you would say for someone to get into that mental space and create something?
So when I travel, I always have an art book.
Yeah.
This small, this big, iPad, camera, always handy. But on a day-to-day basis as well, you have your phone.
Yes.
Take a picture, ask yourself what you liked about it, get back home, look at it again, start to, breaking that apart and create small projects for yourself. These are just fun projects. I've been chasing blue. I love blue as a color. But in recent times, I've been chasing the perfect blue. The one in Morocco. That's why I have all these blue. I got this in Spain. I have this is from Africa. This is from Greece. So I've been trying to change. My glasses are blue. So I've been trying to find the perfect blue that evokes this happy emotion for me.
Yeah.
And just my own personal project.
Yeah.
So I'm constantly looking around for that.
Yeah. So what is one myth or like misconception about art and that you would like to debunk?
Ooh, I don't know. I don't know how to answer that. I don't even know what the myths are, to be honest. But if you tell me a myth, I might be able to debunk it. For me, like I said, when I think about art and as an artist myself, I think about it as my personal point of view. I used to be very nervous about, putting things out there and saying, oh, look at my work. I still don't do it. It's only my close friends that I share stuff with. I don't have a website where I put things out. I have it on Behance and someplace just to catalog. But 2 years ago, I started this personal project where I started to just do animal portraits. And over time, I made 100 animal portraits because I wanted to build atomic habit of doing something every single day. And then last year, I showcased that art. And that was the first time I actually showed it to my friends as well. Like put it up in an exhibition hall and said, come take a look at what I've done. What have I done since then? Nothing. Those frames are sitting at home. But that's who I am. I'm generally an introvert. And the reason why I do art is for me, I charge myself. That's my battery.
Yeah.
For me, the myths are, I'd say this. I went to an art school. So there were all kinds of personalities, right? You see all kinds of personalities. And so the really, really, I would say, eccentric artists were very different personalities.
Yes.
They're actually very secluded from people. They have their own set of people they hang out with. And then when they come, they create this piece of work. Let's say you present it in class. I would never understand it. I'm like, where did that come from?
So
that's pretty dark.
that's
Like,
dark mind.
some of it is very, very dark art, right? So for people that are in general, I think it's a personality thing. If you're a happy person or or I don't know, I mean, you just want to do happy things or you.
Yeah.
I mean, like
it shows in your work.
It shows in your work. And it's what you also said, is it where you draw your inspiration from. So the myth for me, like my parents, for them, it was like, she's going to a school where there are crazy people. I'm like, that's not true. Like, if I'm an artist, I'm not crazy. I'm creative. Because initially people would think that creative people are crazy.
Yeah.
It's because we have a different way of thinking.
Yes.
And that's not true. It's like you're tapping into a different side of your brain versus, on just one side of your brain. Like, not everybody's creative. I definitely see that as well. Like, between my two brothers, my oldest and I are most creative. My middle brother is creative in a different way. His whole thing is to read things and find inspiration. My thing is to create.
Yeah.
My oldest brother loves movies. His form is music and movies. And that's how he finds his creativity, right? And he started playing guitar at such a late age. So I think it's so versatile and it's so different in every which way that you think. The other myth is that you cannot be creative. It's
That's
not
very
true. You can be creative. You just have to find your creative, whatever that is.
I might add to that, right? I think you put your own blinders. You put your own blocks saying, I'm not good enough. But who defines that?
Yeah.
You're putting it because you've seen something and you're saying like, that is best. And I don't have the capability to be that.
Yeah.
But now if I show you a 5-year-old kid who's selling art that's $500,000 or more,
Yeah.
but it's kiddish,
Yes.
but somebody appreciates that. And the kid doesn't know anything.
Yeah.
The kid is just creating.
Yeah.
So for you, you can just put, there's just balance, right? There's color balance, there's proportions. When you start getting to technicality, it can get daunting.
Yeah.
Just create.
Yeah.
And do it for yourself. Don't do it for anyone else.
Yeah. So if you were to go back to your childhood, what is the one advice you would give yourself today?
Don't stop creating. I'm so glad I did what I did then.
Yeah.
And I'm so glad I didn't put those blocks for myself.
Yeah.
Very early on, I got a lot of art prize in school, so that was also encouraging in my first to fourth grade. Every year I used to keep winning art prize. But that wasn't the motivation.
Yeah.
I should just create. That was also when we grew up at a time when there was nothing else to do.
Exactly.
Right? You had to go outside and play, or you came in, there's one TV, one channel on TV, no kid shows.
Yes.
What will you do?
No social media.
No social media. So the only thing you had is you have a book and you have pencils and crayon and create something.
Yeah. Yeah. One thing is that you talked about it earlier, but I was going to disclose it now. You kind of talked about it a little bit. So we know AI is all over the place now, and there are apps coming out. There is so much going on with AI. Literally, things are so easy to now, figure out with AI. So you talked about the song, right? You wrote the lyrics. How did you come about the process of finding the app, which AI app is a good one to use? Did you go through like a few and then figure out the one you love? Tell us.
So I'll talk about my AI journey in general.
Yeah.
And this is something I've been preaching at work as well.
Yeah.
Listen, have you read the book, Who Moved My Cheese? Well, you should.
Yes, it's such a good book.
It's such a great book because the cheese is moving. Okay. Cheese is everything we desire today, right? And if you sit and say that, hey, every time I go to that station, the cheese is going to be there, I'm going to get it. The cheese is diminishing and it's moving and someone's moving it. Now it's up to you to say, I'm not going to adjust to this new world.
Yes.
And I'm going to wait and I hate it. I'm on the other side.
Yeah.
I'm nervous, but also feel it's a level playing field today. It's the first time in our life this has ever happened where everyone's at the same level with this new thing that's come into play, AI.
Yeah.
Now you have an opportunity to either be ahead of the curve.
Yes.
Or you can say, I'm going to play catch up. So I took that first route.
Yeah.
I want to be ahead of the curve.
Yeah.
So in this last 2 years, I've been trying every possible app out there that just shows up. Not because I'm trying to prove anything to the world, but I'm just trying to see what happens. And every time I go see an Instagram reel, there's a new app. And every time I feel like I've done something more, oh my God, I'm so behind. So I'm only playing catch up.
Yeah.
But it's beautiful because even while creating an app, my son is going to take the SATs. And we had a conversation at night, and the next morning he's going to take the SATs. And I was asking him, okay, tell me more about the SATs. Like there are 4 modules and there is a strategy for each question type. I said, so when do you go study that? He says, no, you just take practice questions. I'm like, how is that possible? So overnight I built an app for him to go look at a question strategy. Here's the example. And now you go apply it. So I'm constantly trying to do things because the cheese has moved. And that's where now with Instagrams of the world, you're constantly seeing something or the other. So I came across this app called Suno.
Yeah.
And it was like, oh, that's AI music. And you can just go in there and say, this is the theme for the song and just create it. Very easy, right? Right now, when I tell people, hey, I did put the song together, you used AI. Very dismissive is what I'm getting from people, right? Because it's as easy as doing that, but the output you get is also pretty crappy if you just do that. So my process is a lot more deeper, and I don't need to go explain this to anyone, but my song, I think, works for me because I've applied that process. Like I said, I wrote a hook for it. I built the lyrics elsewhere. I pulled it in here. In my mind with the lyrics, I knew kind of vibe that I wanted. So I crafted a prompt, started doing that. And then you start seeing that come together. Yeah. And then you're saying, okay, does this rhyme, doesn't rhyme? So you go through that entire process back and forth in an iterative manner till you get to your final product. So it's not a one-off. I give a prompt and suddenly a song is there. And that's what I'm talking about art as well.
Yeah.
I see that at work too in general, right? That there are people and artists and musicians, and rightfully so, who spent years perfecting the craft of music and creation. And now you're like, hey, somebody's coming and is throwing, whatever, and creating a song. That's not fair. Or it's not right. That's not an artist. But I would say, why not? It's now suddenly created and given somebody an opportunity to create again.
Yes.
You can have more.
Yeah.
You take one path, I take one path, and we can still have different outcomes. What's the end goal? The end goal is good. I'm just using that use case, right? End goal is good, soothing music that appeals to me. If somebody didn't say it's AI and you put it out there, how does it matter how it was created? I still took the same effort.
Yeah, 100%. And I'll add to that is if you, until and unless you don't try it, you just don't know where it can take you. And it's all here to just teach you. So you may either learn something from it or you may just say, it was an experience I had and I'm done.
Yeah.
It's good.
I too try AI-based art.
Yes.
I don't like it, but I've tried it. I'm not going to say no. I'm going to try it. Some things it works. You got to think of it. It's just a toolkit.
Yes. 100%.
You just need to know what tool to use when. If you're relying on it, yes, it's going to give you bad results. But if you pull a screwdriver with a Phillips head when you have a Phillips screw, it's perfect match.
Yeah.
Right? And if it's going to make life easier for me and make it more efficient, why won't I use it?
Yeah.
I'm not going to offload anything, but there are moments where I will take it and bring efficiency. I'll give you another example. There's been an idea that's been sitting with me in my head for an app for the last 10 years.
Okay.
I've talked to people about this multiple times.
Yeah.
And recently my colleague started laughing when I told her I actually built it. She's like, listen, when I got hired, you've talked to me about this app then.
Yeah.
And it's in the travel space. I'm soon going to release it. And there are countless ideas that just died in my head. Because I'm a creative, I always have ideas. This is the first time I'm seeing that there is something that allows me to bring that idea to life really quick, to go test, validate, and see if it's going to work. Then I'm going to push it further. If not, I fold it, but at least I know I've tried it.
You tried it. Yeah. That's it. That's all that matters is for you to try it. Thank you so much, Sid. This was a pleasure for us to learn so much about your life and your journey and art in general with mental health. Any last questions?
I think
it's been a pleasure. Firstly, thank you for including me.
Yeah.
I know we've talked about doing this for the longest time, having conversations. And even with kids, I love to go tell them and teach them and also encourage them to go try things out. My son hates AI. Okay. We got into an argument 2 days ago about this as well, because I'm like, don't dismiss it, because that's where the world is going. Get on that boat, understand it. You may not want to use it, but understand it.
Yeah. You just never know. Again, you never know where it will influence and where it will go.
Can I add one more thing?
Absolutely. Yeah.
As kids, I would encourage you to go find strengths. Find your own strength. So I personally did an exercise 2 years ago. It was a strength finder exercise. I went and asked colleagues and said, hey, can you tell me where have I exhibited my superpower? I'm just trying to learn more about myself. And the reason being, because when you go ask someone for feedback, usually they take positive and constructive. And I'm like, constructive is great. I need that. Everybody needs that. But the world focuses on the have-not versus the have. And the haves is what comes naturally to you, right? So once I understood, I took that feedback, dumped it into AI and said, hey, categorize this and tell me who I am, my personality. And once I understood my strengths, I started to double down on that and allow the have-nots to play catch up. But strengths come naturally. So once you lead with that, I did that with Shine as well. I asked him, I said, go ask your friends for this one word of what they think about you. No, I'm not going to do that. I let it sit. I didn't question it. A week later, he came back. This is what my friends told me. What? And it was an eye-opener for him.
Oh.
So try that with your friends. I'm going to encourage you to do that.
Yeah. Find your strength.
Find your strength and then double down on it.
That's right. Thank you.
Thank you.